Good afternoon, thanks for joining us right here on Midday, Kentucky. I'm surrounded by beauties today, everyone. I want to introduce you to Catherine Alfred. Now, she is an author. We're going to get to your interview a little bit later on in the show, but thank you for coming in.
Thank you
I
for
want to
having
show
me.
everyone your book. I'm going to bring it up. I don't know whether you guys can also... Oh, there it is there. Become your #1 fan. How are you, my dear?
I'm awesome.
I am my #1 fan.
Well, that is awesome.
Yeah, because I believe
don't need the book.
I believe in a lot of the things that you say in your book when it comes to empowering yourself and giving yourself that credit that you deserve.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And sometimes we're our own worst enemy.
We are.
Yeah.
And we stand in our own way to
Exactly.
achieve to the next level as well. How are we, ladies?
Hey, doing well. Excited that we have Catherine here.
I know.
Little ray of
How
sunshine
fun is
on
this
the
gonna
We
be?
table.
like having a new gal on the
Yeah,
panel.
it's always fun.
Yeah?
We'll
you
take
ready?
it easy on
Are you
you,
ready
we
to
promise.
jump in?
Absolutely.
You sure?
Yeah.
Alrighty. So first of all, the first thing we want to do, everyone, is congratulate former military fighter pilot Amy McGrath for winning the Democratic nomination in Kentucky's 6th congressional district. She was up against Lexington's mayor, Jim Gray, who has been mayor for the last 8 years. He's also Lexington's first openly gay mayor. We want to thank him for what he has done for Lexington and wish Amy McGrath the best of luck. She's facing Republican US Representative Andy Barr in the fall. Barr easily defeated his GOP challenger Chuck Eddy in the Republican primary. There it is. That's as political as we get on Midday Kentucky. Unless we're having a joke with, who's my favourite commentator on CNN?
Oh, Ginny Mose.
Jenny Mose.
Ginny Mose.
Then we become political again. How are we all? All good? We ready?
Yeah.
Alrighty. I wanted to show you this amazing video. Look, show the video first and then we'll do the rest. Have a look.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know whether to laugh at this.
Oh, God.
Now, this is a woman in Tennessee. She claims she paid for a nail salon service and then she tried to leave, but the employees say, no, sister, you didn't pay. All right? So what
wow.
happens? The technician jumps on the back of the car, okay, and storms off. How dangerous is that?
That's horrible.
I'm going to try this on Saturday when I'm having my pedicure.
No, you're not.
Now, the nail salon artist ended up in the hospital, and police have a suspect in custody of who this woman who drove off. It's in Jackson, Tennessee.
If she would have paid, there's no way that she would have taken off in that car and drove as far as she did with that woman on the back of it. There's no way. If she had paid, there's no
Yeah.
way she would have done that. She was trying to get away with it.
Yeah, I think you
You'd
could write
like-
down the license plate and
Yes.
just call the police. What do you think, Catherine?
Yeah, I'd like to think that she did the right thing, but hello, we don't know.
Yeah. Well, I just find it entertaining and it was there for you. Okay, everyone, now that the Duchess Meghan Markle is part of the royal family, and I know Katie hates talking about it, we will continue to talk about it, there are some new rules that she needs to follow. And here's a list of the more interesting ones we found, Catherine. Now, being part of the royal family, you are not allowed to do a selfie. Now, that doesn't mean a selfie, you can't take a selfie. It's when you're doing the walkabout, you can't do a selfie with the public because you're not supposed to have your back to the royals.
Ah,
Katie?
okay.
All right, just letting you know.
I don't want any selfies with them, so I'm
Okay,
good.
no crossed legs it's frowned upon. Of course, in front of the royal family, you cross them to the side.
I'm
All
good.
right, proper etiquette. You got
I'm
it?
good.
Oh, good girl. That's what we like to
I'm not.
see. No wedges. I didn't know what this meant when I first, because wedges in Australia means a different thing. So I was a little confused.
They kind of mean the same thing here sometimes too.
Oh, so did you realise that this was
Shoes. Yeah.
shoes?
Yes, I
Oh,
assumed.
okay.
I assumed the cleaner version.
I like this one because I have the same rule at my house. Don't eat before or after the Queen. Okay? Now, the Queen likes dinner at 8:30. She will promptly finish dinner at 10 p.m. She's a person of tradition. Okay? And basically, when the Queen starts eating, you may then start eating. And when the Queen puts her knife and fork down, you then have to put your knife and fork down. Dinner is over.
Dinner at 8:30?
But
That's awful late.
I think it's a bit late, unless you're living
Yeah.
in New York, where one eats at 11.
Lordy.
Yeah. Hey, no
Eat my fork.
shellfish. And this is a royal tradition going back years because they were scared they were going to get food poisoning, Catherine.
I don't think I would actually qualify for the next princess somehow because I love my shellfish.
I love shellfish. Have you heard of coconut crab?
Yes.
You know how big they are?
Yes.
There was something that came up on Facebook today. I'm completely gone off script. Something came up on Facebook today. They're like this big.
Oh.
I'm not joking, people. Huge. And they say if you lock them in a cage and feed them just coconut, that the meat is really sweet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Don't eat any seafood, so.
Oh, not at all?
No.
Oh,
I don't want to see them either. I don't want it to be a pet before I eat it. You know what I mean? It's like
All
it's
right.
served at a restaurant.
This is all over the internet, everyone. Catherine, I want to get your opinion on this because I think this is partly what you do. A 30-year-old who was ordered by a judge to move out of his parents' house is now speaking out. This guy called Michael says he lived with them so that he could file as a poor person to waive future court fees. Michael lost custody of his son, who now lives full-time with his mother. Now, Michael says he is not an ex-wife or ex-girlfriend. What? Says she or he is not what? That didn't make sense. His parents then told Michael he needed a job and health insurance to continue living with them. Now, the guy's 30 years of age. The parents took him to court. The judge said, get out. Millennials. Go.
I have a 19, nearly 20-year-old, and she's off to London in September. And
Yep.
she, you know, I think my job as a parent is to make sure that she's ready to leave the nest.
Right.
Ah.
Now, what happens if she, let's say, you know, and obviously I don't wish her ill or anything like that, but what if hard times kind of fall on her and she ends up having to move back? How would you feel about that?
It would depend on the situation.
Yeah, that's a fair call. I think, yeah.
Yeah, and you know, I'm almost 30, and I have a lot of friends that have spent now some time back home, but you have left the nest. They've gone to college or university, and then maybe they moved home to save some money, or maybe they're going through a career change. I think is happening to a lot of millennials. I think if you're home actively working to get out of the home,
Exactly.
then
Yeah.
most parents are happy to help you, like save the money and get back
I
out.
think we
but-
might have a VOSOT of what he
Okay.
actually said after he came out of the court. Let's take a listen.
So, do you feel like are you taking this to court for a larger idea of like parental rights and what they're able to do, or is it just like on a personal matter?
No, it's well when you handle any case, it's inclusive of everything. So it was inclusive of everything. What I'm doing is inclusive of everything. I really can't comment on too specifically on what more it goes into. I was trying not to do much of a comment on anything, but I was so outraged that I decided to hold it.
Okay, I don't understand what he's saying. Okay, all I can say to you is at 30, I had 3 salons. I don't quite understand why you would feel the need that your parents need to take care of you. He said in an interview after the court hearing, when he was told he was going to be evicted, and the judge ruled on that, he said that his family don't supply him with food and his family don't supply him with laundry. And I don't get it.
I don't either. I mean, come on. You're an adult. It's time to man up.
What's interesting is the judge decided with allowing the eviction to go on because he said that the parents' notices were sufficient. So they had been mailing him or giving him notices. And one of them even said, here's $1,000 to help you move
get
out,
out.
you know, and there are some more of them there, but they kept sending these.
Don't you like the letter from the father,
Yeah.
from the one before? Your mother and I have decided, I can't even believe you have to say all of this.
Exactly.
Yeah, here's $1,000.
And some advice.
Yeah.
The guy's 30. Organise the things you need for work and to manage an apartment. Look, I have to say to you, if someone gave me $1,000 to get a bond on an apartment, I've helped people out over the time, and that's look. I just think it's a nice thing to do for your kid, but the guy's 30.
Right.
It's like,
I mean,
and who'd want to date him?
Exactly.
He's never going to get married.
well, he's got a child.
Well, I don't know how that happened.
I don't either, but it happened.
Yeah, maybe
Apparently.
that's not true either. Hey everyone, more and more women are choosing to have children when they're older, and they are choosing to be single mothers, meaning they're not married or in a relationship. That's the important part, and this is when they decide to have the kids. A woman did research and wrote about the concept after she decided to become an older single mum. And here are some reasons why she believes older single mums may be happier than married mums. Now, Catherine, I need to ask you, married or single?
Single currently.
Single. Did you have your kids when you were married, or?
I adopted my daughter at 48
Okay. Oh, wow.
from Ethiopia.
Okay. And of course, we all know Lisa's married.
I'm married.
With kids. So this is interesting because we don't have kids. Children have fewer behavioural, social and emotional problems. Now, this is from a single mother without a husband who's decided to have them on their own.
Huh.
Do you think?
You know, it depends on how the relationship was that you were in. If you were married, you know, I mean, if you have a good, strong marriage, then your kids are going to have that emotional support, and they're going to be very, even keeled and whatnot. And they're going to know how to handle differences between people in relationships because they're going to watch you.
I agree. I think it depends. I don't think it matters whether you're in a relationship or whether you're on your own. It's more about your emotional well-being. Certainly.
As the parent.
Yes, because if we're calm and centered and we feel good about ourselves and we're not in conflict with a partner, then that's what our child's going to pick up on. And so I know for me, my daughter is incredibly mature and emotionally has a fantastic EQ because I guess she's grown up with me. But I also have friends that are in fabulous, loving relationships that have children that are also of the same ilk. And I think it depends on if a child's growing up in an environment where the partners are in conflict,
Yeah.
then they're going to, they're going to learn coping mechanisms that are not necessarily going to serve them.
Did you grow up with both parents?
Partially.
Yeah.
They hated each other. I'm that example.
Let's bring up all of them now if we can. Let's just bring them all up now. Older mothers live longer. I don't know what that means. It means women who are having children later in life live longer. Oh, okay. Taller, smarter kids. Older mothers have taller and smarter kids. Maybe, I don't know about taller. I think that's
How
weird.
is that? That's
I think
crazy.
smarter could be because I think you have more time in life
Exactly.
to help do homeschool and things like that. Single adults are healthier. Married women gain more weight. Who wrote this? Is this from Australia? I'm thinking this is a survey from Australia. My mother liked a bit of a drink and she was the size of a house. Do you know what I mean? So, who knows? No difference in terms of parent-child relationship or child development when comparing single mothers by choice and heterosexual two-parent families. Weird. What do you think of all of that?
Yeah, I really do, I think we do, both of us agree that it really does come down to the circumstances of the relationship of the couple versus the single parent themselves. You can have a single parent and she could be a whack job, or he could be a whack job. So you just don't know what you're going to get and as a child, and hopefully they're going to be raised with a straight and
Do any of you
level-headed
ever
mind.
wish that you were born into a different family? Has any of those thoughts gone
When
through your
I
head?
was little, I used to. When I was little, I think.
Just food for thought. It's something I think of every day.
Not because I hated, not because I hated any of them. I think it was because I was the youngest child. I just wanted more attention.
Yeah. Wonder what that means, Catherine. Me having those thoughts.
What do you think?
That's a great question.
Putting you on the spot there, dear.
Certainly for me, I was an only child, and I didn't know that I was adopted till I was 43. So that was interesting. But at the time, I wished that I had brothers and sisters, so I kind of had that feeling. I think that if we don't feel like all of our needs are being met in our family that are bringing us up, maybe we wish that we had a different family. Or, I think it's perfectly normal to look at other families and go, oh, I wish I had a dad like that or a mum like that. That's
Yep.
Gotcha. Katie, do you want to see what's coming up?
Oh, sure. Let's see what's coming up. We are getting some advice for women's health. This week we're focusing on how pregnant women can benefit from chiropractic care. So you'll see my story on the other side of this break.